We'll call this public hearing to order. And Mr. Secretary, for the record, do we have a quorum?
Mr. President, yes, we have a quorum. All 7 are present and accounted for, sir.
Thank you, sir. So with that, this is the announcement of this meeting of the Seguin Independent School District has been duly called, and that this notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Media Act, Section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code. Mr. Secretary.
Yes, this public meeting on the Seguin ISD 2015-16 Texas Academic Performance Report, also known as TAPER, PEIMS, Financial Standard Report, District Accreditation Status, Report on Violent or Criminal Incidents, and a report from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board on student performance in post-secondary institutions.
Thank you. So we'll now turn this item over to Mr. Rowe. Mr. Rowe, and I think Ms. Graves is going to present. Is that correct? Who's going to be first? That's right, Ms. Moreno. Ms. Moreno, please.
Good evening, Board President Flores, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Rome. This evening I'll be sharing the 2015-16 Texas Academic Performance Report, or TAPER, under Texas Education Code 39.306. A district's Board of Trustees is required to publish an annual report that includes the TAPER, the district accreditation status, campus performance objectives, information on violent or criminal incidences, and information on the performance of the previous year's graduates in their first year of college, as reported by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. The Board of Trustees shall hold a hearing for public discussion of the report, and they shall widely disseminate the report within the district. So the Texas Academic Performance Report, or TAPER overview, is of 2016 TAPER, provides information on student performance, staffing, programs, and demographics on each school and district in Texas, our 2016 District Accountability Rating of Met Standard, and our 2016 Special Education Determination Status of Meets Requirements. Campus performance objectives mirror the objectives of the district and can be found at each individual campus. The goals for our district are student achievement, safe and nurturing environment, family involvement and community engagement, operational effectiveness and efficiency, and human resources. The 2016 and 2017 goals were presented at the October board meeting and were referenced at the December board meeting. Here's the 2016 accountability summary. And as you can see, there are many accomplishments to celebrate. The stars indicate areas of distinguishment. We are proud to report that McQueenie Elementary, Hotline Elementary, and Jim Barnes Middle School earned 1 star. Rodriguez earned 2 stars, and Weinert Elementary earned a very impressive 4 stars.
Yeah.
The check marks indicate statistically equal or improved results from the 2015 results. So with the abundance of check marks, it's very clear that we have much to celebrate. There were considerable changes and additions from the 2014-2015 TAPER. The changes: Star 3 through 8 math, all grades and subjects of Star A and Star Alt are included in the 15-16 TAPER. They were excluded from the 14-15 TAPER. Only 2016 data is shown because a direct comparison of the 15 to 16 is not possible due to the exclusion of the 3 through 8 math, the Star A and Alt in 15. Student Success Initiative, or the SSI results, are shown based on Star A, and Star L at the Level 2 standard, or the passing standard, in both reading and math, grades 5 and 8. Grades 5 and 8 Level 2 satisfactory standard rates in reading and mathematics are cumulative rates for the first 2 administrations. As you know, there are 3 administrations in 5th grade and 8th grade. They're only looking at the first 2 administrations in the TAPER. Some additions are graduation rate plans. Lines have been added to indicate the percentage of students who graduated under 6 different graduation plans. AP and IB course completion and Texas Success Initiative assessment lines have been added to include 14 to 15 graduates. Completion of 2 or more advanced dual credit courses in current and or prior year, as well as completion of 12 or more hours of post-secondary credit. Here we have a graphic that illustrates the ethnic profile for Seguin ISD, and this can be found on page 16 of your report. Here's our district student information and program enrollment. This is on page 21 of your report. And as you can see, it is highlighting student information as well as enrollment by program. The next 3 slides can be found on pages 1 and 2 of your report and give specific outcomes for all STAR assessments across grade levels and content areas. On this slide, you'll see writing and social studies. In writing, it is assessed in 4th and 7th grade, and in social studies.
Your mic's not working. You might try the secondary mic.
Here we're looking at science assessments for grades 8 and 5, and it's assessed in biology, EOC, at the high school. These can all be found on page 1 and 2 of your report. Also included in the taper are graduation rates. Do I use it? Testing?
No.
Testing?
There you go.
There we go. Also included in the taper are participation rates, attendance rates, and annual dropout rates, as well as graduation rates. These can be found on pages 9 through 11. On pages 11 through 15, you'll see college readiness indicator performance. The indicators for college readiness are FHSP, which is Foundation High School Programs, and DAP, Graduates, which is the Distinguished Academic Plan. Advanced courses and dual enrollment, college-ready graduates, AP/IB results, SAT and ACT results, Texas Success Initiative Assessment, or the TSIA results, graduates enrolled in a Texas Institution of Higher Education, or IHE, and graduates in a Texas IHE completing 1 year without remediation. On pages 16 through 21, you'll find student and staff information, student enrollment in programs, and a link to Seguin ISD's financial report. An area that I would like to highlight is our teacher turnover rates. In 2015, Seguin ISD had a rate of 21.0, and the state is at 16.6. In 2016, Seguin ISD lowered that turnover rate to 18.1, with the state coming in at 16.5. In addition, in 2015 and 2016, there was an average teacher salary in Seguin ISD of $49,143, with the state coming in at $51,891. With the raises that were added this year, Seguin ISD, with a teacher that has a bachelorate, is coming in at $50,022.66, and with a master's degree, $52,840.80. So we are creeping up on the state. Here's a record of our 2015 accreditation status, and as you can see, we are an accredited district. Under Texas Statute 39.053, every district is required to publish an annual report on violence and criminal incidents throughout the district. The report must include number and rates of incidences, information concerning school violence prevention and intervention policies and procedures, as well as findings that result from the Safe and Drug-Free Schools and Community Act. Here's our 2015-2016 violent and criminal report, and there were no violent nor criminal incidences reported. Our school violent intervention policies and procedures include a response to intervention, or RTI, behavior tiered interventions, security officers on all secondary campuses, random drug testing policy, safety tip line and bully reporting procedures, as well as coordination with the Guadalupe County Juvenile Probation Services and local law enforcement. Texas Statute TEC 51.403E requires every district to include with a taper report on student performance in secondary institutions during the first year enrolled after graduation from high school. And the report includes numbers of total graduates disaggregated by attendance in institutions of higher education, the number of students within each GPA reporting band, and the report can be found at the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board website. This slide shows 2014 high school grads that enrolled in a Texas public or independent college or university. And I want to remind you that the GPA data is only available for students attending public higher education institutes in Texas. And here we can see information on Mercer Bloomberg Learning Center and Seguin High School. If you would like to access the full financial report for Seguin ISD for 15-16 or any of the past years, you can go to TEA, to the Financial and Grants link, and there you'll find full reports. The next 6 slides are excerpts of the 14-15 financial report for Seguin ISD, and here you'll find any revenue or expenditure information for the district. And here are some answers to some common questions. District data is sometimes different than the taper data due to student enrollment changes and how these scores are reported. The taper reports only on students enrolled on the snapshot date of October 30th, 2015 and the testing day. Students have to be there on both days in order to be included in the taper report. If you would like to access the taper report in its entirety, there are 3 ways that you can find the report. You could either go to TEA and access any campus or any district taper report. You can go to the Seguin ISD website, and there will be a link for the full report for Seguin ISD. Or you can go to any campus in Seguin ISD, and they'll have a copy of the report either in the library or in the campus office. Are there any questions?
Open it up. I'll open it up to the board members before we open to the public. Are any questions from board members? Yours, yes, sir.
On the report, when you were mentioning the graduating students, there were some items, one I think said not recorded or not traceable. What does that mean?
Well, each individual student has a student ID. So if you look down at the notes at the bottom, if the ID could not be tracked or found, they indicate that on the report.
Like why couldn't we find it? Is it they lost it or changed it?
There's a variety of reasons why they may not. Sometimes students have, maybe they've had a change in name. You know, maybe they got married, maybe they put down a different ID than what their actual ID is from the school recording. There's all kinds of reasons, but it's usually something to do with how they fill out their forms.
And those forms will be filled out where, here or?
No, at the campus they attend, at the college or university where they attend.
But also, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we have someone come in that we issue a number to, maybe a foreign exchange student, and they're here for 6 months or a year, and then they go back to their country, well, their country's not going to give us feedback on that. So sometimes those can contribute. There are just a few options there.
Question, could we do a better job of tracking so we can get a better idea as to what's happening? Could we do a better job of tracking so that we would know what happens? Get a better statistical review?
This all goes through TEA. That's not something that comes to our offices. It goes all through between the college board and the students themselves. So that is not something that we can track or have influence over.
Could we ask them?
Well, one thing we could do, I can say this, it is possible to do it. I don't know anybody that has attempted it, but for instance, if you start in kindergarten and you go through 12 schools and you start at Seguin and you end up in New York, we could track that kid every year, find his ID, we could get the resources to do it, but it would be with 8,000 kids moving from school to campus and DEA kind of handles it and gives us a report. But, I mean, can it be done? Anything can be done. Yes, it can be done. Now, whether we want to be the first to do it, I don't know. You know, but yes, I mean, I would like that. I would like to know where all of our, 100% of our kids go. But, you know, it's,
I'm just curious as to whether the state, since they're the ones holding this information and giving it to us.
Exactly.
If they could do something to give us better information.
I agree with you. I mean, if there's 10 that they didn't account for, they could do a better job.
I have a question about this chart as well. I'm just a little confused.
Yes, ma'am.
Where it says Seguin High School and it has a total high school graduates, 330. Does that mean 330 students graduated, or 330 students went to institution of higher learning?
No, that's the total number of graduates.
So we only had 330 students graduate in 2014.
Plus the,
Plus,
Plus,
yeah.
that is correct.
And of those, only 68 of them went to a public university. See, I just found that a little surprising. I thought it would have been higher.
Yes, that was in a public institution in Texas.
You can see there's lots of them that are not trackable or not found as well.
177, so 180, 190, close to
So, for
190.
instance, this is measuring, I believe you said that this measures public schools. So of the 74 that went to the school that are not found, they could have gone to a private school. They got a 4-year degree. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we can't.
That wouldn't come under independent colleges and universities?
It might. I mean, it depends on, I mean, there was none that reported it, so it's kind of hard for me to believe that no one went. I mean, that they're not required to report it to DEA. I mean, so.
I understand that. So perhaps in the not found or not trackable, that may be where the kids that sign up for the military could end up as well.
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Correct.
The national greenhouse data will start putting out the report. So some of the standards will be found with the national greenhouse report. And they did indicate that they're going to start including military as well, because a lot of our students are going to result that hasn't been included in the past.
Yes, ma'am, sir.
And also on the Mercer Bloomberg, there's 82 graduates and then it's only five of those 82 students went on.
Let me stop just a second too, because you can refer to your glossary on page 14 of 29. It's in your packet, the glossary there. And it says, students who attend Texas public 2 or 4 year institutions of higher education are included. Students who enroll in independent colleges or universities in Texas, out-of-state colleges or universities, or any non-public career school are not included. So all those students are probably accounted for in other places, okay? And then additional reports showing students enrolled in Texas public colleges and universities are available at the Higher Education Coordinating Board. They're the ones that put all this together, and then they send it to us to report to you guys. And it says for more information on the data used in this indicator, contact the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and it gives you a phone number right there. And that's on page, it's in your packet that you have, and it's in the glossary part on page 14. That'll give you some extra information on that.
Yeah, I was just curious if they included students who went on to like a trade school.
Right.
So I have a question. So
Yes, sir.
there won't be 7 phone calls made. Would somebody make the call, find out what they're doing? Can we get better data or?
I think it's something to the district, we can ask TEA to do a better, do a request to the higher education for them to provide us more detailed information, or what measures are they doing to improve the capture of students as they go on. So, Mr. Rowe, would you see some of your staff send an email out to TEA?
I'll send a letter to the Commissioner of Education and ask him to improve his tracking request from the superintendent of schools. Is that okay? And then we'll see if he responds.
Very good, very good. Any other questions from the board members?
Dr. Rodolfo? Would you please make a notation of that, please?
I do that right now.
I have one, so we're gonna, would you elaborate again, please, on the retention, the numbers on the retention, please? I missed that. Real quick. I think it's very important, to the turnover,
yes.
the teacher retention turnover, and then the salary, I think that's very important.
Yes, sir.
Reiterate on that, put a lot of focus, that was very good.
Yes, sir. In 2015, Seguin ISD turnover rate was 21.0, and the state was 16.6. In 2016, Seguin ISD was at 18.1, and the state was at 16.5.
Very good, excellent work on that, appreciate that. Very good, any other comments or questions from board members? Okay, hearing none, we will open this to the public now. I'm going to ask if there are any questions or comments from the public. Once again, are there any questions or comments from the public? And one last time, are there any questions or comments from the public? Yes, ma'am, Miss.
I just wanted to commend you on your teacher retention rate and the great numbers in the reports that we saw. I wish, that it would be great if PBA did report on how many people went to Oklahoma, how many people went to Arkansas, how many people went to Louisiana, to LSU or whatever. But since it only covers Texas, I still think they're great numbers, and I applaud all the teachers and administrators in our schools for doing an awesome job and pulling everything up. Great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
So once again, any other questions or comments from the public? I couldn't see, I'm sorry.
Yeah, which
Yes,
makes
ma'am.
me Mr.
What?
So if positions were eliminated, like the ones at the high school, do those count in the turnover rate for the teachers?
Not this would be.
What we're looking at is actually people leaving and coming. So
If their positions are eliminated, that doesn't.
no, it's looking at who's here, who leaves, and it's looking at
Very good. Any other questions from the public? All right. Hearing none, it is 6:24. We will close this public hearing now. Mr. Arnold, thank you very much. Good job. Good job.